Since so many years before now, there came an ethnic group from the black race of Africa. These people are known to be the wisdom behind the black power of the black race. The hierarchical order of the emancipation of these people metamorphosed into several people, families, groups, villages, towns, cities, etc., etc. When she was gathered, she then settled down, compared her strength in all ramifications of life, and with an astounding exploit of mythical proportion, it was done on all that she is the giant of Africa. Her constituents then spread in expansion, and with associated and befitting names of qualities like the city of excellence, God's own people, the big heart, the fountain of knowledge, the food basket of the nation, the commercial city, the heartbeat of the nation, to mention but a few. A trip down memory lane reveals that the name Esan, the heartbeat of Edo State, came into being. This was not born out of mercy or self-acclaimed superlative, but it was born out of a combination of hard facts and truths drawn from the testimony of her casualties. This ethnic group, despite being a minority since our origination, has made mark in every facet of life, even where the major ethnic groups alone were to be heard. In fighting for freedom for her motherland from the shackles of colonialism, the Esan person was there. And in the building of the new Nigeria, from all facets, the Esan person was and is still there. When Nigerians are gathered, the Esan person stands out for intelligence, sportsmanship, innovation, industry, resourcefulness, political sagacity, etc., etc. When the Esan person stands to talk, it is with boldness, born out of conviction, truth, and singleness of purpose. At the middle of his speech, his or her fans emerges from tens of hundreds to thousands. When he or she pauses to sit, the ovation of all becomes the consequent accompaniment. They are magnanimous in expression, actions, and presentations. Whenever there is a gathering of the Esan people, or her extended family. A line from a recent jingle on television runs this: other animals took to their hiding at the roaring of a lion. The super duper manifestation of a person of Esan ancestry are awesome. They may not be too big a people. They may have started when others are already ahead. But when the Esan person starts, he overtakes with speed. This is the truth, and it has already assumed a might of its own. A few specific here may suffice. In the Nigeria political history, for instance, certain individuals of the Esan stock have so much established their mark that in discussing the polity, the discussion will assume the form of personality review. This is because such dramatic personnel were or are more of deities than mere politicians. One of such personalities is Chief Anthony Enahoro. He is the elder statesman of great renown who joined in the struggle and fight for political freedom from our colonial master. Till date, he holds the record of being the youngest editor of a national newspaper, the position he held when he was barely 20 years of age. Also worthy of mention is Chief Anthony Aneni. Love him or hate him, you will always concede to him that he is a political strategist of mythical proportion. This is just to mention but a few. If you take entertainment industry as another case in point, you cannot but recognize and doff your heart for the contributions of the Esan man and woman. The Esan cultural traditional dance, for instance, are second to none. These are no longer history, as it flips are still visible for us to see even today. Have you forgotten our own inimitable Osidizi, King Sonny Okosun of blessed memory, the originator of consensual revolutionary music, one of the first Nigeria African musicians who took the music of the black Africans in Africa to the Western world.
All their innocence dad abortion. Iwoke sani rele dani awin awo arobobo aregai share press the share button. Esan na gbe esan na mu makin awin awo ade magale osasona mia agale nebo nesan biedie dans jo mare molani kose wama abortion. Mr. Odia Aloba, God bless you, our great father, our well-meaning and upright Esan man, Abortion Obiaba, Esan Focus Association, Esan Naigbe, Abortion, Igbe Funware, Vagaye. Everyone say Bunse, Messiah on the music in Afro. Everyone say Bunse,
So many years before now, there came an ethnic group from the black race of Africa. These people are known to be the wisdom behind the black power of the black race. The hierarchical order of the emancipation of these people metamorphosed into several people, families, groups, villages, towns, cities, etc., etc. When she was gathered, she then settled down, compared her strength in all ramifications of life, and with an astounding exploit of mythical proportion, it was dawned on all that she is the giant of Africa. Her constituents then spread in expansion, and with associated and befitting names of qualities like the city of excellence, God's own people, the big heart, the fountain of knowledge, the food basket of the nation, the commercial city, the heartbeat of the nation, to mention but a few. A trip down memory lane reveals that the name Esan, the heartbeat of Edo State, came into being. This was
Bunu. I want to use this time to say thank you to everyone for listening attentively to that narration, to that narrative as concerning the Esan people. The Esan people, the heartbeat of Edo State. When you hear Edo State being the heartbeat of Edo State, the Esan people are the group that are really beating as hearts inside the Edo State. When we talk talk about the heartbeat of Edo State, the Esan group are the very hearts therein. The brain, the wisdom behind black power, the Esan people. The food baskets of Edo State, the Esan people. The people who are very, very tolerant, who are not sagalicious, who are not abusive, who don't normally start when people must have started, but when they do arise and start, they always and always overtake. That is who the Esan people are. We are not a loud people per se. We are not too loud. We are not loud at all. That is why I have come here this evening to come and put my plea before us all, the Esan Knights out there. Esan Knight, I want to begin to speak with us this evening expressly. You see, these few days, when we emerge as Esan Focus Association, there has been a whole lot of abuse, a whole lot of threats on my person. The Edo page, the Benin page on Facebook that are out there, have become their subject matter, and it gives me more enthusiasm, more energy to continue in this Esan Focus Association that comprises of renowned Esan sons and daughters. This is why I want to come and advise our Esan people this evening. Please, I want us to share this broadcast so that it will get to these persons who are on media, these Benin people and their likes who are on media. So I want to come and speak with my Esan people as concerning that. I know a lot of you must have come across all they have been saying concerning me, and I know that it is painful to you people. But please, I have come to beg you, do not engage in saga with any one of them. Do not engage in saga with any one of them, but let's be watchful. If anything happens to me, then they will know that Esan Naigbe Mahin. If they dare me as they have threatened, they will know that Esan Naigbe Mahin. We don't attack people first. If they come with attack, we are very, very swift to undertake them. That is how it has been in time immemorial. And that is why they come up with the proverbs that says, wherever you see an Esan man, wherever you see an Esan person, and you see a snake, you must kill the Esan person first. Because when they came with attack, this is history, you understand, about Zoloa. When they came with attack to come and attack us, Obazola was eventually killed. His head was chopped off. We did not go meet them with attack. This is not segregation history, but this is history. Everybody have to narrate what happened in their history. And that is what I am narrating to us now. How Obazola was eventually killed. His head was chopped off by the Esans. And they, with all their own minds they say they have, you know, they claim to be conquering and conquering. But when they dare the Esan people, they were not able to conquer. They have never conquered us. But they dare. And in that fight, in that battle, the Obazola was killed. He was buried in my own village, Ugboha. He was killed. His head was chopped off. And Esan Bedu, the Proverbs Esan Bedu, a man, that is where the word Esan Bedu came from. After a while, the both groups, the Esan and Edo, came to a resolution of settling themselves. and it was settled, agreement was reached, and the word Esan Gbedo was agreed that Esan Gbedo Edo Igbesan. But do you know the funniest aspect of it? The Edo people today, each time they want to say Esan Gbedo, they will end it there. They will never tell you the other version that Edo Igbesan. But the original word is Esan Gbedo with the Esan people. In short, when my child emerge, when I have another child, I'm going to name him or her Esan Gbedo. We need to get this history installed. So you Esan people, if you give birth to children, to your child, name them Esan Gbedo, so that history will not be erased with propaganda. So why am I up today to come and plead to our Esan people and advise them? We don't attack people first, they attack us first. If they attack us first, we will go swiftly and undertake them, like it has always been in history. You see, over these few days, when I came up and then started talking about the Esan, a lot of people there who has known me on the media, most especially the Benin people, who are angry now, castigating my name, and they started coming on the media. I'm not here to reply them, and I will never reply them. And that is why I want to advise us not to go on the media, not to go low to that extent of coming on media to come and engage with reply. It's a sagalicious reply. That is what they are expecting. That is what they master. You understand? To drag people, to bring people name on media, and they will be expecting your reply because they are very loud. We are not loud. We are not tout. We don't come on media to do all those nonsense. We have but a very minor percent, which is not up to 1%, that are now on media, some of the Esan, but a very minor percent, not up to 1%, that are also engaging with them because they learned all this sagalicious stuff from them. When you look at all the Benin pages we have all around, it's all about saga here, saga there, abuse here, abuse there. This one will do his own video and abuse the other person, some of them will go naked and do all manner of shit. So please, I am here to beg us. I know you have been seeing them castigating my name on the media, but don't go low to abuse them on media. Don't do any reply video. Please, don't do any reply video to reply anyone. Don't abuse Oba. Don't abuse any king. Don't. This is what they are expecting. This is what they are expecting. Now, let me give us a brief summary about what happened, what really transpired that made me discontinue the great Benin emancipation, which I was championing. First of all, every well-meaning people, every well-meaning person, we know that if you have a state, even though the state comprises of multi-ethnic group of people, every good meaning person will love to gather people together, gather them together in unity to say, let us be one. Let us come up and defend the integrity of the state as Benin, because when you say Benin, everybody look to the states. So I was seeing a whole lot of shameful things that were coming then, how large numbers of the Benin were on media disgracing themselves and all that. And on the other hand, how the Biafra that was heating up were coming to claim Benin as Biafrans, and nobody was out to debunk that claim. Nobody was out to debunk that claim. Although there was a young man whose name is Emerson Izoduwa that was just teaching the Benin history. When I came across this young man, I was very, very happy. Seeing someone, if you are in Lagos State, as somebody from Edo State, and you see transport bus that is coming, and the plate number is Edo State, you'll be happy just because of that which you have seen. That it will look like as if you are in Edo State just because of that bus that carries Edo State plate number. So this is the joy I derived when I saw this young man, Emerson Izoduwa, on the media teaching history. So I called, I was supporting him, giving him encouragement, because on the long run, later on, he went off. But when he was on, he was doing his broadcasts in a particular place that is so dark. It's not as bright as this. It was very dark. So I called him personally. I said, brother, this place you're using is so dark. Why can't we do something for you to get a very bright background? And he told me that he was really making plan for that. But that place he was using was his office, that he is making plan to go to his house because his house is always brighter. And then he's making plan to buy for internet because there is no internet in his house. So I said, this is very small thing for us to do now. You mean the Benin people cannot donate money to buy you internet? I said, okay, you go to your home as you have said. I will send you money to add to what you have to buy internet. Now, why am I saying this? These people, they've been castigating me that because I am not recognized, that is why I moved. Because I did not gain anything, money, that is why I decided to discontinue. Now, I will summarize all I am saying so that you will know that I was not asked for monetary gain. I was not asked for anybody to recognize me. I was asked for unity. And I truly sent him money. I have not met him one-on-one before. I sent him my hard-earned money. I have not seen him face-to-face before. I sent him my hard-earned money because I want him to continue that which will elevate every one of us. As it is said that we are one. You understand? So I supported him with my finance. No matter how, nothing is too big, nothing is too small. When you are encouraging somebody with money, in as much you are able to dip hands into your pockets and say, take, I support you with this. It means you have a good heart. Then I sent him money. I think 20,000 thereabouts. Then not this one, not be 2 years ago now. Then when it just started. So later on, I decided that I saw that he was not coming on air any longer. You people have to share this broadcast so that it will get to him and it will get to his people. I was always calling. I saw that they threatened him. And I saw that within their circle there, they were already having issues with the Benin stuff. He was using a page that is named as Great Benin Page. I saw that I sensed that they were having issue. But he stopped using the page on the long run. He went to create another page, his own. So, he told me that that page is not his page. And I said, okay, why are you not coming on air again? Don't you think this is shame? People will think that because they were, the Biafrans will think because they were really castigating us, that is why you ran. So I said, for up to 1 year or more than 1 year, I was calling him to encourage him. He would tell me that I will see him on air next month. Next month will come, I will not see him. I will go again, I will call him, my brother. You try, okay, what do you want now for us to support you with? He said he was very busy, he has busy schedule, but next month he will come. Next month, it got to almost 1 year, or more than 1 year. So when I saw that it is like that, that was why I created Great Benin Emancipation. For just to fill that vacuum. Although he was only teaching history, but me, I created Great Benin Emancipation to defend the whole of Benin, that we are not a Biafran. I was teaching history, which everybody knows. On the long run, I decided to create association alongside with it, and so that we will gather ourselves inside that association, of which it began to happen. And when I created this Great Benin Emancipation, before I went ahead to create it, I called this Emerson and I told him, I said, please come and become the chairman of the organization. To tell you that I was not really, because I know it's a task. Nobody was there to carry this responsibility. If I'm lying, he should come and say I'm lying. I called him, I said, come and become the chairman. He said, because he is busy, he's also entrusted with a position where he is, that we did that in December, because that was around November, that after December, he will be relieved of that position, then he will come and take up that I should continue. So I saw that, I don't really want to, I was looking myself as an Esan man. I know what it is for an Esan man to be leading Benin group. Because I know fully well that the Benin people, they don't want to be led. They always want to lead. They don't want rivalry. They don't want rivalry either. They don't want to be led. I reasoned it. I felt I will not be able to do it because the Edo people, they are there. They are Benin people. So I was reaching out to some other elderly people. I shared my aims and reason why we should quickly join together to create a very resisting, strong organization to be able to resist the Biafrans. So they were happy. They told me that they are busy, that I should go ahead, they will support me. I reached up to more than 5 Edo-speaking men. Nobody came out. Then I took the risk. I started coming out. When I started coming out, the Biafrans came on me, see threats. Some of them were cracking guns, shooting guns. I'm pronouncing my name, my name and the name of my wife, that they know where I was living. And really where I was living in Esan, we are full of Igbo. Esan in Germany is predominantly Igbo for the Nigerians that are living there. All the African shop that I used to go and enjoy myself are mainly owned by the Igbos. I stopped. I was not going again. They threatened my wife so much. My wife have to report me to my family that this is what I am into. Now I don't want to quit. My family started calling. I continue. Later on, even though Emerson did not come on board, I still continue. Now that is the area of the Emerson where they are castigating me in his own group now. Then on the long run, Great Benin Emancipation, I started initiating what we have to do. I started initiating rally. I initiated protests. I initiated the core of regional system of government, which Dr. Don Pedro was also into, but it's just on media, from meeting to meeting, Zoom meeting to meeting, but I brought it out on ground. I initiated it, I championed it, we sponsored it. And although I was not the one who sponsored it financially, but I also added my money. So when we introduced it on air, a lot of Benin people abroad, at home, so they were supporting with money. But do you know what I did? Seeing that money was coming for us to be able to champion that affair, I did not put my own personal bank accounts for us to be receiving those money. I also called another Edo man, and we were using that Edo man account. His name is Omorogiva Angelos. He's living there in Benin. Was his account we were using the vice chairman account, who I also brought on board. Initially, we were using that man account. His name is Dele Bello. He's an Edo man. He is the vice chairman, or he was the vice chairman of this group. I was the one who convinced him and begged him for him to forget whatever it is he is having as grudges in his mind, because he told me that he wouldn't want to have anything to do with the palace. Because we were of the opinion that we'll write letter to the palace and also bring to their awareness what we are doing. So he told me that because in their own kingdom there, or community as we call it, that kingship is supposed to get to their own domot, to their position, that it was waived. And then they have written letter to the palace several times, but they are not replying them, they are cheating them. So I told him, let's forget about that. You are a Benin man. If we keep mute now, no, these people will just say we are Biafran. So on the long run, he saw that people were coming to join the association. He joined, and we were using his bank accounts, and it should happen. He broke away with some people in that group, poisoned the mind of those people against me, and they went and formed where they now call the Benin League and all that, where nothing is happening now. Then I say, okay, we started using Omoro Giver accounts. I have bank accounts to provide, but I was protecting my name. I know that these people can blackmail somebody if anything happened. Till date, I did not touch anything that concerns money. The page, I did not monetize the page. If I monetize that page, I know how many €1,000 I will be getting every 2 weeks. All of them monetize their page. Even the Great Benin page is monetized. But I did not do it so that it will not look like as if I was asked for money. I'm narrating all this to my Esan people and to where many people out there. Then it went like that. Do you know why when I realized that after Imasue came on, after I was able to convince him and encourage him, he later came back and he bounced back. I was happy that he has come back, and the first broadcast he did, I shared it. I was encouraging people to share. I shared to all the Benin page I have opened, and it continues. So when he saw that the Great Benin Emancipation I was heading was really the talk of the town, was really loud and growing largely, I sensed that he was in a way avoiding me. When I mean avoiding me, normally that page that they have, people make posts. It's a public page for the Benin people. They make posts, they send it there, all the Benin people make posts. I later realized that each time I make posts and send it there for people to know, this is Benin post, so nothing else, so I was just championing it, they will decline the post. Because they don't want rival. They see that this man is becoming more known and his job is going viral. If I make posts to that, they will decline. I sense it. I portrays on that body language within me. I portrays on it within me. I ignored. I never allowed it to move me. But I was still sending posts there. They always decline it until I stopped sending posts there. Now, what now happened? What happened is when the time I came of the idea of going about with that regional system of government that went viral on media, television space, up to 4 television space came to cover it. We did it in Benin City, we did it in Auchi, and people from Delta State, River State, they were already calling me that we should please, let's work together so that that regional system of government ideology and protest will go across the what is it called, South region, the South region. So I was really planning for that. We were planning for it. I brought the reports to the leaders of that association, which is called Great Benin. Now, when that ideology came to say, let us have a rally in those states to call for regional system of government, we did documentary. I came of the idea of documentary. Esan people came there, they spoke in the documentary. Urobo people came, they spoke in the documentary. Afema people came, they spoke in the documentary. Just to be able to tell the world that we that are in that region, we are one people. So that with the Biafra, we know that we are one, we are not Biafrans. And we did that documentary. Before, when I did the documentary, I sent it to Imaswe Nzoduwa to say, okay, you also post it in that page where you are. So that the Benin people there, they will get to be aware, they will know that on so dates, there is going to be rally. And they will come out in their large numbers. Do you know that this man, this boy did not post it? He ignored it. And I shared, when I saw that he did not post it, after we did the post and shared to their own group, they declined it. We weren't having any issues then. They declined it. So that was enough reason for me to know within my head that these people, they are seeing me as rival. They don't want rivalry. They want to be the first and the last. They want to lead. They don't want to be led. So I just know that. I say, okay, maybe it's just him. Maybe other Benis are not like that. Let me ignore. I ignored. I never said anything about it. Although what I am saying now, I told the leaders who were having in that Great Benin Emancipation, the secretary, the women leader, and some other people, I said, this is what I am seeing. They encourage me. So I ignored them. What really happened that really made me to say, no, I cannot continue to become hypocritical to myself as an Esan person and become hypocritical to the Esan people just because of oneness. We have to be one, at the detriment of my Esanite, at the detriment of my Esanhood, at the detriment of my Esan ancestors. What happened? That what is it called? Joker boy issue happened. And when Joker boy issue happened, I've said this before. I just throw them out when I am doing my broadcast, but I just have to narrate everything straight. What happened? When Joker boy issue happened, I was really wondering what is going on. I saw that a lot of Esan people, they came up quickly to say they were not in support of what Joker boy is saying. Is it that what Joker boy was saying has not been said by the Edo people before? Everything that Joker boy have said were all already said by the Edo people. In short, those are lended words which he borrowed from the Edo people, because they were the one who started coming on social media to abuse their monarch. It was not the Esan people. The Esan people has never for once opened social media to start abusing Oba. They were the one who taught everybody that Oba of Benin can be abused on social media. I was really resisting them. I resisted their saga. When their saga that was majorly done by Eddie Murphy, I did a program about that, and Eddie Murphy called into the program, and a lot of people saw how I really quarreled with him and say, you people are dragging the name of Benin on social media and on mod. And there was also a guy called Ero. Ero also did a broadcast and really abused the Oba of Benin by saying that he was not satisfied with the way Oba of Benin handled the issue between Oshomole, Pastor Ezeyamu, and Obaseki. And I said, this is what you people are doing. How can you come on media to come and be saying what the Oba have said is not correct? I said, this is an abuse. And I told him, I said, you have to go and apologize on social media as well. I saw that he really did come and apologize. So I'm just trying to tell you the hard work I have done in making sure I give these people sense. Then let's go back to the Joker boy issue. The Joker boy issue that happened, what Joker boy said that was that all has been said by the Benin people before. When I saw how the Esan people came on air to question Joker boy that they never sent him, and later on I also came on air to also question Joker boy that I will never send him. The Esan people were not known for such. Not quite long, the king, one king from Esan land, the Onoji of Oromi, wrote out an apology letter to apologize on behalf of just Joker boy. The most beautiful aspect and the most shocking aspect of it is that I have never seen a king writing an apology letter to another king in the whole of this planet Earth. It's the Esan people, they are the one that, we are just the one that has been driving this oneness, and they are undermining us for it. And we, the Esan people, most especially the Uromi people, I think it's time for us to start questioning our king, because they are giving themselves as subjects to another king. This is not the era where a king should be a subject to another king. It's gone. It's those days when some king were dominating and doing divide and conquer. Not now. So our king should be able to know all this. And this is the reason we should call for the creation of our state. So, after the letter, I was really amazed. Say, whoa, a king really wrote an apology letter. It's not that Joker Boy is a chief in the palace. It's not that Joker Boy is even a chief in the palace. It's just like other persons who has no stake in the palace. Yet, the king deemed it fit to apologize on his behalf. The Benin people that were on social media, they never mind. They were abusing all the Esan people just because of that. They were coming up on different, their broadcasts are still there. Like just one woman who went and go and open a page that is called Umagbai. I was the one that taught them. I did a broadcast to say, you people, the Benin people are the one that always say Umagbanedo. Esan person can never say Umagbanedo. They are the one that has always said it. Any small quarrel, they will say Umagbanedo. I was really not okay with that word. I now told them to say, you people should start saying Umagbai. Then that woman went and opened a Facebook page and named it Umagbai. In that place, where she named that place Umagbai, that was where they were majorly abusing the Esan people. She was the one heading that kind of broadcast. And I was seeing those Benin people that are followers of Great Benin Emancipation that were applauding me. That I'm a very good person. They will go there and go and be supporting that woman for what she was doing. I was not really okay. My stomach was just boiling. Then I came on the public space and I addressed that issue. I said, this is not accepted. You people know that the king has apologized. And most of the Esan people that are on media did not support that. Why will you people go and be abusing Esan people? Why will you people go and be abusing Esan kings? When I did that broadcast, you know what happened? You know that the Great Benin Emancipation, where I was championing the leadership, is predominantly Benin people. 95% or 98% of them are Benin people. If we have Orobo there, they are not up to 2 people. If we have Esan there, they are not up to 5. If we have Afema there, they are also not up to 5. Everybody there, they are all Benin people. So they like dominated me. They brought the issue out. They were very angry, telling me that I know I'm a leader. I should not say that. I should not say this. I felt I am being buckled up, where I will not be able to express myself. Even when we talk about the Esan history, if I want to narrate it the way it should be, there is no freedom. Because I became a leader that has cabals. The cabals were the one who will dictate or decide what I say and what I should not say. Because of how they were all over me in the group, they asked me to drop the broadcast. I went there, I deleted the broadcast, but I was not happy that I deleted the broadcast. I felt that I was being used for a cruise. I felt that I was being used for a ride. And then I brought out Inauguration Day. Before I brought out the issue of Inauguration Day, telling our people that it is out of place for Nigeria to be celebrating independence, and Chief Anthony Enahoro, who is the first and foremost person that made the move to demand for the independence of Nigeria, for Nigeria to be free from colonial dictatorship. We know that Enahoro was in prison for that. The first ceremonial president, Azikiwe, instigated colonial authority upon Anthony Enahoro that he was calling for divide, which is treasonable felony. And I look at all this, I say, if Anthony Enahoro was to be one of these Yoruba, Igbo and Hausa, his face would have been upon Nigeria's currency. I said, because he's not among them, these 3 groups that we call Wazobia, is neglected. I said, this kind of great renown, great ancestors need to be annually commemorated and celebrated in Nigeria. In short, it will be out of place if independence that man brought on board is celebrated and the person who brought the independence on board is not celebrated. So I brought the issue to the house. I say, let's do Anthony Enahoro's Day. Let's have a great rally for this. Do you know what happened? I begin to see the body languages of the Benin people. People who contributed to it were not up to 2 Benin people. But every other thing that concerns Benin, immediately I bring the issue out, you will see they will contribute financially. That was not, I did not even bother about that. I already read the body language. I left that by the wayside. Then the Delta people, the Port Harcourt people, the River State people that were calling me that we should please, let's work together so that we'll be able to have this rally across the 6 geopolitical zone that make up South region. So we started reaching out to them so that they can come and join the Great Benin Emancipation so we can do it together. You know what they told us? All our efforts, we tried to bring them in. They said no, that they cannot be in a group that is called Great Benin Emancipation. We tried to convince them. I tried to convince them that we are all Benin. They said no, that we are all not Benin. And I know that that is the truth. They said if they come in and we do that, the Benin people will take the glory. That was what they said. So then what did I do? And I thought about it. I said, okay, for us to be able to have a unitary region, just like the North, just like the East, just like the West, then we need to really have a pressure group that everybody will come, tribe and languages will come together. So that was the main reason I said let's change this group to South-South Alliance Movement. And before that, I brought it's not that I just came and just changed it. No, I brought the matter to the house. I said, this is why our brothers are not coming. And some of our leaders were raising the matter together. They agreed to say, yes, let's really change it. In short, it's time for us to be getting involved in politics. We cannot be using cultural group to get involved in politics. It's not about history. This is not really our problem. Our problem is that we are not getting involved in politics. Let's have a political platform. Then agreement was reached within the committees. Then we made an announcement in the public house to say this is what we want to do. Please let everybody come up for general meeting. And we put up a date for the general meeting. And when we came, everybody did not come for that meeting. Some people did not come. I did not endorse it to say let's change it that very day. I said, okay, being that some people did not come for this meeting that was announced, let us also shift it. Let us adjourn it. We adjourned the meeting for 4 times. People will come because some people were working. I want everybody to be aware. So after 4 times, the women leader or everybody that came for the meeting, we asked them, are we okay with it? Do you have anything to say to it? They said the plan is very, very good. And then we changed it to South-South Alliance Movement. Immediately we changed it to South-South Alliance Movement. Come and see body language. They were not happy because it was changed from Great Benin Emancipation to South-South Alliance Movement. You see? So, and I also told our leaders that I have to answer the call of my Esan people because our Esan people has been calling on me for me to belong to Esan group. I said to myself, I said, yes, there's nothing wrong for every group that join together to form a political movement. There's nothing wrong for them to have their own group gathering or association. So I look at it, I say, okay, I will answer. That was how Esan Focus came on board. Why I was very happy is that I will not be controlled any longer, because if I am in Great Benin Emancipation to say let me be narrating Esan history the way it is, they will not give me breathing space. That was what happened. And then when I started with the first broadcast I did concerning our history, that we are not children of Oba of Benin as it is erroneously narrated, they find it as problem. They find it as abuse. The person that is called Victoria Hizogie, the women leader of Great Benin Emancipation, shared the broadcast I did here to that platform, which is called South-South Alliance Movement. And some persons were saying, this broadcast was not done here. Why will you bring another broadcast from another group to this place? This is another tribal broadcast, their own tribe, their own group. It does not have anything to do with South-South Alliance Movement. And when the Great Benin, the Benin people there, you know, they are the predominant there. They find reason to say, I did not say where I am preaching unity here, and then I am going to preach segregation there. What do you mean? That is all. So my people, I have narrated that, but the truth of the matter is, the response of these people has really made me to know that they are even worse than what I thought they were. The unity they met, or the unity they mean, is that everybody must continue to subject themselves to them as their children. Because I see no reason why any person will be angry for a group of people that is coming to tell you that we are not children of Oba of Benin. And it is wrong history. How can you say we are children of Oba of Benin when we know the arrival of Oba of Benin in that geographical space that was later called Benin Kingdom? The Esan people has been existed from time immemorial, before any Benin dynasty came on board. We are the children of Idu. That our kingship was known as Ojiso. And that Ojiso, they put it to a stop. And they went for the Oba dynasty. So they are now narrating history to say, each time they go and listen to all the Esan history the Benin people has narrated. And we are now coming on board. So let our people know to also talk to our fathers. And that we are going to be doing behind closed doors. We know that is, we did know the existence of Esan people did not begin from Oba of Benin. The Oba of Benin did not give birth to the Esan people. We are not children of the Oba of Benin. It's a tempered history. So they began to hate me for it. I did not abuse them. I did not say anything wrong with them. I am only concerned about our people. And because the Benin that know how to rant on social media, they are there. I should not be able to put up my voice in a vacuum for my Esan people. The area where we have been largely marginalized in that Edo state. The area where we have been largely undermined in that Edo state. The area where they have always said that if you sign man. I should not be able to put up my voice to say, no, we are not going to allow this any longer. Where they have always said that if you see a snake, you see Esan person, you have to kill the Esan person before you kill the snake. I should not be able to put my voice in that gap to say, no, we are not going to tolerate this any longer. I should not be able to put my voice where these people will always say that Donama Zese or Esan. I should not be able to put my voice to reject such. I should not be able to put my voice when these Benin people will always say that if Esan Nisan Laha, the Esan people that jumped into the bush. I should not. So they now went and be narrating, or I've been seeing all their broadcasts everywhere, and I know they are expecting me to come and do saga in replying them. But that will not happen. And that is why I want to talk to my Esan people as I'm talking to them now. Even though you see them tearing me apart, never you reply them. Don't go on media to do saga in replying them. Even though you see them abusing us, abusing our monarch, don't abuse their monarch. Just allow us to do our things. They will fail. You see why they should be ashamed that just me alone. All of them are rushing out. It's only me, no, only me now. So I am not I am not their topic. They should be ashamed about that now. Everywhere I am not their headache, because they see that what I am saying will really remove the veil from our Esan eyes. That veil which they used to cover our eyes, the veil of Okba Mahi. We are not one. The veil of Okba Mahi, for us to continue to keep quiet when they are undermining us, when they are riding us. That is why our historians, they are going to be coming on board on this page now. So we'll have to, even before the Oba dynasty, the Esan people also ruled in that the Ojiso, all the Ojisos. If we were still operating on Ojiso, Uroboma would have been the king today. It would have gotten to Afemaman Ton. It would have gotten to Esan Man Ton, because it was something of turn by turn. Please don't call yet. Just hold on. Don't call yet, caller. I will put my number and you will call. I'm still broadcasting. So, they trapped it. And that is why we want to start narrating our history, not stopping in the advent of the Oba. And you see the wise Oba, what they told the wise Oba, most of those wise, those medicine people are some people. We are the one that we has always bring power to protect that kingdom. What they do is that they will entice you with a particular quarter, like Urok quarter, and give you wives, and you will be using your knowledge of medicine to enrich them, and they will be using you, and on the long run they will tell you that they are the one who give birth to you. So we need to put all this one. We are one. We just need to define ourselves inside the oneness. We are not saying we are not one, but we need to define ourselves inside the oneness. It is one Nigeria. It is one America. There are groups of people that made it one Nigeria. There are group of people that made it United Kingdom. London is one, but it's made of ethnic group of people, different ethnic group of people. Irish, Scottish, British. Those people don't have their right to protect their history. We Queen now rights and history to say they are the one who give birth to the Irish people. If there is any history like that, the Irish people don't have right to come out to say no. We were already existing before the formation of a United Kingdom. You were not the one who gave birth to us. We only came together to build a sovereignty. That is how it is in that Benin Kingdom. And like I told us before, the invasion, the British invasion, happens to be narrow way escape for us, for all that people that were trapped under that Benin dynasty monarchical structure. Because it was really harsh. It was really a dictatorship. It was really domineering. And that is why it was possible for the British to invade, because the people, the Aboriginal people, joined the British to fight the Beninese. Because they were not enjoying it. The Esan were there defending them. And today, they have now tempered on our history, and they are telling us that Iviedo Mayaku. How would they be Iviedo? We are not all Iviedo. We are not all. I told us about the Bamiwo that the Benin now call Bamawo. Bamiwo no Yorubas that followed Oromia down to Benin. Today are they not speaking Edo? But if you check their ancestry, their DNA, they are 100% and 10 Yoruba people. You understand? There are 110 110% Yorubas, the Bamiwo, the Bamawos. You understand? So, this is everything you ask them. The only, what they are enjoying is for other people to continue to submit themselves to them as their children. But we are saying no, it's not like that. So why they find it as an abuse, as insult to them, is because their supremacy shackle is beginning to fall. It's beginning to fade. And it will not last 2 generations again. And they know that it will not last 2 generations again. So my people, that is it. Let me put my number. For the person that was calling, you can call, please. Let me put my number, should in case you want to call. Our Esan people there, don't respond to them in their saga. We know how to handle them. Okay? We do know how to handle them. I lately realized that they are even worse than the Biafra they have been castigating. If I on a daily, a lot of them were sending me voice messages of threats and abuse. And you expect me to listen to all those kind of somebody will just sit down and make voice messages up to 7 or 5 voice messages. That is 5 minutes broadcast or talk, 7 minutes, and it will be like 6, and they will just send it to my WhatsApp and begin to abuse me and threaten me. So you expect me when I listen to one, I should just be listening to all those voice messages. So that is it. I have narrated to you now, Mr. Eddie Bote. Go and listen to the broadcast. Maybe you just came in. I don't have problem with the Benin people. Why can I have problem with you? I can't say I don't see where for get problem. I can't go to get problem with something we don't reach problem. I can't have problem. You are not my problem. I'm only expressing myself. You need to go and listen to the broadcast from beginning. You understand? So that is it. The caller that was calling her, you can call in from there. Please. When I saw them, they were saying I broke away, I discontinued from the Great Benin because I was not honored, because I was not recognized. I wonder what they meant. I could not understand what they were saying. That is why I took time to narrate all these things to you. Esan people, please, I am still begging. I don't want us to come low to that extent of coming on media to come and do response of a sagalicious broadcast. They are expecting us to start coming up with all manner of abuses like they are, but they will never expect it. They will never get it. Don't reply to them at all. Do not reply to them. But we are going to be waiting for them. All the threats they have unleashed on me, we are going to be waiting. That is what I am here to tell you. We the Esan people, let's wait for them. We will let them know that now we fair hang them, we will still hang them. We will let them know that we are the wisdom behind the black power. That is why you don't need to reply them. You don't need to come on broadcast. No one of any Esan person that should come on broadcast to come and reply them. Leave them. I see all the video they are making. It does not have anything to do on me. It does not make me feel threatened at all. Rather, it makes me to be more encouraged. It makes me to know the kind of people they are. I was even thinking that, I never knew that they are even worse than what I thought they are. They were only seeing me as one of them because they were using me to trend. That is it. So this broadcast today is mainly to tell our Esan people that we should not respond to them on media. And I want to say something else concerning the Esan State we're talking about. I see them coming to say, if you need Esan State, go to the House of Representatives. Look at these people. Do you think we don't know where to go? We are only using this to sensitize our people. We are not coming to tell you to give us Esan State. You cannot give us Esan State. We are going to take our states out of that state that is named as Edo State. Like as if it's only Edo people that are living inside the state. That was the error that was allowed. We ignored the error. A state where multi-ethnic group of people are living cannot be named to a particular group. So because of that, those particular groups seems to be having higher hand. Seems to see themselves as the number one, while others are number 2, number 3, number 4. See themselves as supreme. So this error, we are going to correct it. We are not coming to tell you to give us Esan State, because you are not the one to give us Esan State. When you see us talking about the creation of Esan State online, it's because we need to get our people sensitized, for them to know more, for them to be awoken, that we don't need to be comfortable in that deceptive oneness you people are talking about, where the essence has been marginalized. If not for Abrusani, nothing would have been known at all concerning Esan State. Nothing. Samuel Bemudia also did well. And the Beninese are taking the glory, like as if Samuel Bemudia is Benin speaking person or is Edo speaking person. Samuel Bemudia is Igbanke, not Edo. After the division of that Bender state, that they turned to Delta Edo State, since then till now, they've always sidelined the Esan people. And we should not put out our voice. And these people, the most funniest thing, how hypocritical they are. They are there supporting Urobo people to create their city out of worry. Go to that platform, that their Immersion is Odowa platform. All of them, they are supporting, they are saying they stand for. I'm not saying the Urobo people should not stand for themselves. But they are there because that Worry kingdom, the Ishekiri people there, or the king that newly emerged, seems not to be subjecting himself under the rulership of Oba. So that is why now the Obini people, they are not saying they are supporting Urobo people. It's not that they really love it, but the only reason why they say they are supporting the Urobo people is because the Shekiri people, they are trying to retrace their ancestry, to let them know that yes, we know that the royal house came from Benin, but they were aboriginals there. There were people there before it came. So they are doing their best and possible to hook back their ancestry to where it originally comes from. And because of that, the Benin people, they are not happy. They are siding to say, okay, let the place be divided. Let there be Warri City, Wado City. So what is also wrong for the Esan people to also pursue for their Esan State? And you are being hypocritical. You understand? So, if Esan has no natural resources, that is not your headache. Are you Esan? Is that your headache? Esan has a lot of natural resources, but they are sidelining us politically, and we know. We know. Esan is the food basket of the nation. I mean, of the state, so to say. And apart from crops, there are natural resources there. Okay, every asset they are bringing on board, they end it there in Benin City. They end it there in Benin City. And look at the Gelegele they are talking about. The sea that is in Ozigono, Ilushi, Ozigono, Esan land, linked to Ugboa, is deeper than that Gelegele they are talking about. That place is River Niger. That place is River Niger. Deeper than that. Okay, you can imagine. But if that place was to be Edo North, they will take the seaport there, airports, everything you talk about, any major asset you talk about, they stock it inside Benin City. All the governors, all the Edo governors that have come, they have not for once say they went to Esan land to tie any road, to renovate any school. Everything there is Benin City. And you think the people will be happy. So this is now why we the Esan people need to emerge. Need to emerge. You're talking about talk to your governor, talk to your senators, talk to your local government area. These people, they don't know anything about politics, so they don't know what is happening. Is it not the structure that Obaseki trapped? Is there any local government? Is it not only the one that is ruling everything? Is it not a Terry local government that he created? Is the one that is deciding everything as we speak now? not local government. But what he is doing, he is the one that is the overall. And the Benin people are the one gaining with it. And we people should be clapping our hands to say we are one. And when we now come to point out all these critics, you are not seeing reason to listen to the critics of the people, to the criticism of the people, to see where to adjust. Do you see? So ask these people to bring any of my video where I have come to abuse them. Why are they angry? Ask them what is their problem. Ask them what is their problem. James now say I'm preaching hate. I'm asking him now to write out the hate I preached. Why shouldn't we hate your dominatory system in the first place? Why shouldn't we hate your dominatory system? So we should love this nonsense that is going on. The gross marginalization upon Esan people. You expect us to love it? No, we're not going to love it. It's not about preaching hate, it's about preaching reality. And the reality is that we are not children of Oba of Benin. We are not children of Oba of Benin, and we can never be children of Oba of Benin. We are going to take everything back, take our land back, take our monarchical structure back. We need to take our monarchical structure back, and our kings have to be listening. If we don't come on board to start saying all this, do you know that one day any of the Esan king can travel to Europe, for example? Let me use Europe for example, to say, okay, let him come and visit his people in diaspora. And what will happen? You will see that one Benin man there, because he's a Benin man, will come and break collar and pray. Is that not an abuse? Because as it is said, in any gathering, it's the Benin people that ought to break collar and pray. Even if there is 1,001 years old man there. So if we don't put a stop to this now, it will get to a time it will be like that. Because they know how to undermine other people. And they will be protecting the integrity of their palace. That is why I am saying we ought to put a stop now, and we are putting a stop. And we are going to put a stop without fear or favor. It's not by fighting. It's by getting our Esan people to wake up. To wake up. To wake up. Are they going to love it? Do you know that when our people's eyes is being opened to know that this is gross propaganda, the propagandists themselves, the propagandist herself, the propagandist himself will not be happy. They will do everything to talk you out. They will do everything to demoralize you. They will do everything to castigate you. They will not be happy. So, do you think we expect you to be happy? Do you think we expect you not to come on us with all manner of shit? We know that it will be like that. That is why we are adequately ready. If I am the kind of person that is really fearful about what you will come and say, do you think I will be here saying what I am saying now? Don't you see that I am really bold? Because I know who you people are, like hyenas. You will definitely come and abuse, cause saga, do threats. I know. But why do you think I ignore all that? You should know that we are all ready. You should know, we already know what you are capable of doing. What you are capable of doing is nothing but abuse upon abuse. It's nothing but abuse upon abuse. So we really need to see the reason for us to be on our own. Just like the Delta states, they are on their own now. Respect is there. If the Delta state, they are not on their own now, that's Olu of Wari kingdom, the king emerged. It will not be able. It wouldn't have been like that. They did their thing without consulting one person, or even if they consult you, they are not getting what they are supposed to get. They just ignore you and go and do their thing. Imagine if we were still together and politically a particular king has been elevated over the other king. They will not be able to take their choice. They won't be able to take their choice. They saw all these things. How they were not adequately catered for, how they were not adequately rated, and they quickly say, no, let us go for the creation of Delta State. And that was what happened. And we, the Esan people, we were just there fighting for. We don't have to fight no more for them. We don't have to fight no more. We need to move. We should not even expect the governor to get to us, the governorship to get to us. Whether or not the governorship get to us, we need to enforce for the creation of Esan State. We are saying it does not mean we are coming to tell them to give us Esan State, because Esan State is not in their hands to give us. What we are doing, we are rightly sensitizing the minds of our Esan people for them to begin to wake up. We are calling on our Esan people for them to begin to look into the history that has been erroneously narrated by most of the Benin historians, and even some of our Esan people that we want to trace our history, they will trace it to the dynasty of the Oba, to say we are children of the Oba. No, we are coming up to tell them that no, you people don't have the right history. You are only quoting from the propaganda that has been already cooked by the Benin people when it comes to history. That is not how our history is. We did not come from them. They are not the one that give birth to us. So that our people will begin to get it right. We just need to. Not in fighting with anybody. Yes. You create a state is not a child play now. Who told you it's a child play? If it's a child play, will you see us here? You will just wake up and see that tomorrow a state is created. To create a state is not a child play. Or do you think there are some people they are child play either? It's not a child play. You understand? It's not a child play. If it's a child play, the Anyoma won't have go for the creation of Anyoma states. It's not a child play. Nothing is a child play, and we are not playing here. It's not a child play at all. We need to fight for it. We need to push for it. And we are going for it. We need to be fed up of this monarchical supremacy. The Esan sons and daughters need to be fed up of this monarchical supremacy where their king will be subject of another king. Otherwise, if they refuse to listen, then they will have the throne to themselves, but they will not have subjects. We need to be fed up. My father cannot be a subject of another father. My father cannot be subject to another man. We need to erase that kind of settings from wherever it comes from. We cannot agree to a particular history that says Agasore do Edo or Dion, Edo Gasoro my do or Dion. No, Agarore do Edo or Dion. Edo Gasoro my Emani or Dion. Agari Edo e Odion le Dani. Edo Akisiri Sire Eda Disemare ma Odion. Ma Simi Semare Mada Diovis Edo Odion. Iri Oheke no Oji. We are not going to allow it again. We are sick and tired of our king subjecting themselves under a political structure which they are using to disrespect us, because it is completely disrespect. If it's not disrespect, one man will not leave palace and come to Esan land to come and arrest somebody there where the Onoji have matter say in that world is disrespect, and that is why they are not seeing it as disrespect. Because they feel we are their subjects. They can barge into Esan kingdom and do whatever they want to do. This time around, we are not going to allow it. Any such thing happen again, all Esan people should come out from the streets and fight it and pursue that person. Whatever want to happen, it should happen. We are not going to tolerate it again. Before you come to Esan land to arrest somebody, and you know that this matter is a matter that the king have issue in, you need to first of all go and take permission from the king. Otherwise, if there is no permission from the king, we are going to pursue you and pursue your police. We are going to deal with you. We don't need to keep mute because mahin and be other dot ya ye maybe who ki mahin. Mare you ki on a toa be wo hesa. O toa be o toa mu we kan de gbe. O toa le mu egbe. Because we have been telling them with peace, we have been telling them with respect, they don't want to understand. They don't want to understand. We need to move away so that that political structure, the veil will be broken. The veil will be broken. Don't allow them to come to your land to come and break cola. I will not allow that either. You can only do that if really and truthfully, by age, you are the senior person there. If you are not the senior person there, we are not going to allow you to break that cola. And we are not going to allow it either for any of our own to be asking if there is a Benin man here. That man to that person they talk will go twist am. We will twist them. You are saying, do you know why they are writing like this? Go to Benin and say it. It's because they think that Benin City is theirs. That is why they are. Don't worry, you will see me in Benin, in Edo State. You will see me in Edo State. What I am saying now, I will always say it. Then you would know that that state do not belong to you only like you think. We are not known for all this nonsense people are doing. So when I am in my own kingdom, Esan land, saying what I am saying now, because I am not going to go to Otedo, because there is called Otedo, Otesan, Otedo Day, Otesan Day. If I want to talk to my Esan people, I will day for Otesan talk to my people. I will see whether you will come there. Is it because we kept you quiet? Come and do that nonsense you did on Joker Boy. That is why you think is Emmanuel Agbogun not there in Benin? He's living right there in Benin City. And you are saying, come and do this, come and do that. Have you people be able to do anything? Because you are just ranters. You've not done anything and you cannot do anything. He's living there, right there in Benin, very close to the palace. In short, he's even holding program every day. He has group. You understand? So you forget about this your threat, like as if maybe now your head next part. That Benin, now Asian people now plenty pass. If you cause Asian, say you start a Asian problem, you yourself you are in problem. So you only need to listen. Stop arrogance. You only need to listen to the people. You only need to respect them. You understand? So, now so it be. I don't know who these people think they are. They will be threatening, say, why not come to Nigeria? Like as if Nigeria is for you. So when I am in Nigeria, I'm not saying what I am saying, you will die. If the only thing you can do, normally, if you feel that I have go against the law, you take me to court. Or do you think I am those stupid people when you send letters to say they need you in the palace, I will just carry my leg and come and meet you in the palace? You will come and hijack me from my home? Then you are looking for a problem. You are looking for a problem. You can't come and hijack me from my home. So it's all about, let's leave that. Edo State is not for one people. Edo State is us, everybody. And if you feel that these people that are in the state are not adequately or equally attended to, you have your right, you are within your right to lend out your voice in and outside social media space. But don't threaten anyone so that you will not be found wanting by the law. And also, don't abuse anyone so that it will not turn into sagalicious explanation. But what you just need to do, you just be bringing out your points where you are pained, where things are not appropriately done. And if you maintain this standard, nobody will be able to come and find you wanting. No law will be able to come and find you wanting. If you feel that land in your community is being sold erroneously, you are within your right as an indigene of that land to put out your voice. We need to break away the shackles of fear from our people. If you are adequately informed and knowledgeable, you will not be fearful. You will be sound because you are equipped with knowledge. You will be sound because you know what you're talking about. You will be sound because you know that if it comes to taking you to court, you will not be found wanting. It's not those kind of courts, some people who feel they have influence, they go and bribe and no. You need to speak where you ought to speak, but threaten no one, because all lives matters. All lives matters. Both the one that is dubious to you and the one that is not. All lives matters. You understand? So, if they tell you that you are insult them, ask them to bring out the version. At least we need evidence. Show us where he insulted you. In short, if it's about insults, do you know that provocation can bring insults to you? And if there's any place you sound insultive, it should be because you were provoked. And in court of law, provocation can bring insult to you because you provoked that person. In his explanation, in his narrative, he never came after you, but he was just explaining himself, and you came and threatened his life. And you came and provoked him. So that is it. Thank you. Don't be afraid of anybody. Never you be afraid of anybody. In this dispensation, it is out of order for anybody to force you to drink anything. If you know your rights, you'll be able to sue that person. If you don't have money, sell your house. It is because when you are drinking something that is given to you by force, you are drinking to drink poison. If you say that I have go against the law, then you have to serve me paper from the courts, not to invite me to a place to come and drink what I am not supposed to drink. If you feel I have even abused the monarch has spiritual power to place curse. When I mean monarch, I'm not talking about one particular monarch, because we have monarchs in Esan land. The monarch is within his spiritual power to place a curse. Because, let me tell you the truth, if you are dragged to a Weibo, where they call deities, the house of deities, your name is taken there for a particular thing they said you've done wrong and all that, you've abused, they will take your name there. But one thing is that If you did not die, if that deities did not kill you, as one who believes in deities, you should be able to know that the gods of the land have looked your hand, have looked into your leg, they see that you did not do any wrong. So that is enough for you to be let alone. But in this 21st century, don't bring yourself low in drinking whatever it is. It's not from your own will. If it's not from your own will, whatever it is you drink that is not from your own will, that you were forced to drink, that is if you even take yourself to that place in the first place, you are still within your right to cry to the court of justice for justice to be served. So I think people don't know this in this 21st century. But like I have maintained, do not abuse anybody in your quest of trying to enlighten the people or trying to put out your voice where you feel you have been oppressed, where you feel your people has been oppressed. Where you feel your people has been oppressed, you put out your voice, so let the world know in and outside social media. That is what every normal people does. Nobody can deprive any human being from his or her fundamental human rights. You are within your fundamental human right to express yourself. To express yourself. You are within your fundamental human right to express yourself, but not at the extent of calling for violence or instigating violence or using all manner of foul languages. No, 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 no. I am educating you in a way for you to be able to always win. Don't allow anybody to override you any longer. But you yourself, make sure you don't fall victim. Don't fall victim by threatening people. Let your words that you have put out in and out of social media be the words to justify you when these words are checked. When these words are cross-checked. That is why you must allow your words to be on a clean sheet. On a clean sheet. You understand? Otherwise, they will always suppress you with fear because you don't know your rights. They will always suppress you with fear. No, my brother George Ugo, it's not today. We are going to have history class from Saturday. History class from Saturday. We are going to have history class. There are people who will come handle that together with me and me together with them. But today is just overall discussion. You need to be aware of what I am telling you now. For you to always be able to stand in the right ground and gain justice. Don't allow anybody to push you do what you are not supposed to do. Don't allow anybody to push you. I repeat, if you as an individual or group of people, you feel that your people has not been adequately attended to or properly attended to, you are within your fundamental human right to put out your voice, to criticize that. And nobody will be able to do you anything no law will be able to find you wanting. No law will be able to find you wanting. And secondly, while you are doing that, please, I beg of you, I am teaching you, I am sensitizing you so that more people will begin to come up. Because there is a lot of fear embedded in people and they are not willing to come up to know the truth. I receive call from behind closed door on a daily basis. And this call mainly come from the Benin group. They are all very fearful. If you have adequate knowledge, knowledge kills fear. If you have knowledge, you should know that you are within your fundamental human right to criticize any injustice in a society. Whether it's coming from the monarchical harem or it's coming from the political wing. You are within your fundamental human right to criticize any injustice. But don't in or within your quest of criticizing this injustice, you start using threatening words. Let them be the one to be using the threatening words against you. Ignore those they are threatening words and continue to unfold the truth. Do you know why they are threatening you? They want to talk you out and talk you in. They want to demoralize you, your morale. They want to bring it down. That is why they will come with all manner of abuse and insults. But as one who is knowledgeable, that person will not be fearful because you have your knowledge. You know what you are doing. And you will not stoop low to their own ways. You know, when they are threatening you, you yourself, you pray threats to them. Don't do that. And if you are able to maintain everything I'm telling you now, if they call you to one particular place, when you know when you get to that place, they are going to suppress you to drink water. Don't go there. Ask them to take you to court. Tell your father, if they call your father, he should not go there. Ask them to take you to court because you know that when you get there, justice has never been given from there. It is only fear upon fear. You will not be allowed to express yourself the way you are supposed to express yourself. The era of that oppression is gone. This is 21st century. This is 21st century. You are not a baby that the mother will be forcing pap akamu into his or her mouth. You are an adult. There are some practices that should be done away with. Don't allow anybody to force anything to you. If you feel that I have really kicked against the spirits, kick against the law, then take my name to the juju and go and swear there and leave it like that. There is no need for me to come and drink one or two things. So you need to know your rights. People need to wake up. You need to know your rights. Because you never can tell what you are drinking, what has been put inside. There are a whole lot of things that kill people incipiently. It's not that day you drink what you drink. You see, I'm not calling a particular name now. So how can you now take me to one place to say I was speaking against this name? You see this narration I'm giving you now. I'm saying don't go there. I did not call a particular name. You understand? You need to be knowledged. So that people will not say, okay, you are speaking against our palace. No. Use wisdom to dish out your information. Because you already know where they are trying to hook you. You already know where they are trying to hook you. So when they call you to any particular place, anywhere in this world you are, to say because you have done this, we are inviting you here. And you already know that a lot of people have gone there, they did not come out with justice. Don't go there. Tell them to take you to the court of law because they themselves, they subjected themselves to political rule. They are not under monarchical rule. That is why the politicians pay them. They are not the one paying the politicians. This is to tell you they are under political rule. So if anybody said, you have done this, you have done that, today we want you, except you know that that particular palace, anywhere in the world, you know that that particular palace is palace that has always given people justice, without oppressing people, without frightening people with fear, then you should be joyful to go to that palace. Any of the palace, you should be joyful. But when you already know that, people have always gone there, but no justice, you are standing, you are shivering, because there are people putting fear in you. Don't go there. And if you even by mistake find yourself for there, I'm not sure say you by mistake find yourself for there, don't drink anything they give you. Like I was telling you now, you cannot trust what they are giving you. If that water they are giving you is pure water from borehole, that is purely treated, you cannot tell what has been put into that water. There are some chemical that you can find in Japan, you can find in most of the Asian countries, even you can find it across the world, that is incipient death. Incipient means gradually. And after you drink it, you will go home and you will go and die. And they will not tell you that it's juju that kill you. If it's juju that kill you, really, they will not give you anything to drink. They won't give you anything to drink. They will only use the juju to swear for you. Let your hands be clean. Let your hands be clean. Don't be found wanting. Let your hands be clean. That is the fundamental spiritual law. If your hands are clean, no matter how powerful, that is why I like the Esan people. The Esan people are living, Mati, are living. Before you take my name to one place, me, I don't already complain to my living. You understand? That is what I am saying, my brother. I am not insulting. Thank you. Are you getting any insult from what I am saying? Bro, you say no insult anyone. Just protect your pride as an Esan man. Do not bury your tribe. Just please. Yes, just to please anyone. Thank you, my brother. God bless you. I cannot bury my tribe just to please anyone. You understand? So, if anybody think you will find one thing, don't trust any water, because this world you are seeing now is no longer trustworthy. People do anything to supplement their abnormality that they have normalized as normality in the society. They do anything just to make sure they retain their fame. They do anything just to make sure they retain their dominatory system, their dominatory standard, and their supremacy system. So don't drink, don't just, even sometimes when you go to somebody's and the person give you water, your mind will still try to check, not to talk of where you don't know how they have prepared the water. You just go there and they give you water. At the end of the day, after some months, you go and die, not knowing what they put inside the water. And even Boreario, spirit not a kill like that. If, except you are found wanting. Except you are found wanting. Please. So these are all the guidelines you need to understand. That is why I am breaking it down like this. Don't mention any name of anybody. Don't mention any palace of anybody. Teach. With your pure heart, not with hatred, because it is only love that will make people to come out, to come and give people knowledge. It is only love that will make someone to come out, to come and give people knowledge. Our society today is so corrupt. And you need to be adequately enriched with knowledge. Otherwise, you will not be able to live a long-lasting life in this corrupt society. Where people, because of supremacy, because of fame, people don't like to listen to people any longer. Immediately you just air out your voice, is to look for a way to kill you. Is to look for a way to shut you up. I am telling you what is happening in that Benin city will not sustain the next 2 generations. The Esan people need to be redeemed. Because me that I am speaking, I am tired. I don't want it any longer for my king to be subject to any king. No king should be subject to any king. Because it brings disrespect. Because that king that you are subject to has children. So how do you expect his children to honor you when they know they are subject to their father? That is what Esan people they are passing through. And that is why we are coming to tell our father Abanaba Eji Wanya Gwalo Erio. Oduma Amane Sahin Wanya Gwalo Erio. I repeat, the king that your king is subject to, you know that that king your king is subject to, he has children. His children will always not give you respect because your own father, your own king is subject to their own king. That is what the Esan people are undergoing. So we need to put a stop to that kind of oneness. We are not saying we are not one, but we don't want that kind of oneness any longer. We need oneness where everybody will be equally rated. Equally rated. It is called equal rights. Equal rights. Because if you want to talk of, say, his history, what kind of history or culture? No, we know that the history was tempered. Now, we are going to narrate more of this. Now, let me just call one lineage that we know they are Yorubas, and there are other more Yorubas that are called Benin today. And that is the advent where you start hearing Taiwo. The Benin people bear Taiwo. Trace their ancestors, they are fully Yoruba. They bear Ayo. Trace their ancestors, they are fully Yoruba. They bear Bamawo. Trace their ancestors, they are fully Yoruba. Now, those people, they are now in the propaganda oneness and being supreme unto us. And they are from another root, so a very unique root. We need to rationalize this and put a stop to it. And put a stop to it. We don't want our own father to be subject to another group of people. We know where that equal right was put to a stop. And we don't like that. That is why the fall of Benin Kingdom did not fall, was not invaded during the Ojiso era. It was invaded during the Oba. If it was during the Ojiso era, the British would have come, they will try, but they will not succeed. They will not succeed. They would have tried, but the kingdom was possibly invaded during the Oba dynasty because the people saw it as a narrow way escape. That was why they joined the British in invading the kingdom. So to say, we are not Benins, we are not Edos. The Edos, the Benins, they are unique people, they have their roots. We are not Lamogu. The Lamoguns, the people who greet Lamogun are the Benins. We are equally not the Edos. But as far as we have already joined together to form that unity, we are called one people. We are called one people. But we have different departments. I told you about United Kingdom. United Kingdom is one United Kingdom. One United Kingdom. But this one United Kingdom was put together by multi-ethnic groups, and they have different roots. There are different tribes and different languages. And because the group or the groups that turn into one, because of that, one amidst them, we always say that the rest are his children, descendants of Benin. The rest are descendants of British. When in real sense, they are not. Don't you think it will cause chaos in the future, if not now? It will cause chaos. If not now, it will cause chaos in the future. But in real sense, you know that these are Irish people. You know that these are Turkish people. Or Scottish people. And at the end of the day, because you people are now one, you are now using that as an opportunity, because you now have what is called influence. You are now using that influence to temper on the people's history, and you always narrate their history to say that they came from you, knowing fully well that they did not actually come from you. That is why these people have privatized Idu to themselves, to tell you that they are the Idus that give birth to you. What I am saying now, every other kingdom will begin to wake up. I am telling you the truth. It's just starting now, but every other kingdom will begin to wake up and begin to question this as well. They will begin to wake up. You are not the one who gave birth to them. You are not the one. We have Idu, we have Aka, who moved from a particular circle, who migrated from a particular circle in that Africa. Aka was supposed to be the senior, but Aka died, lost his life as well, and Idu continued the journey. Or the person who is called Idu, because why that name was fixed on him as Idu, because a community is what the meaning of Idu means, where life actually began, where your existence began. You call it Idun. It means community. It means quarter. Idu literally means quarter. So he began life in that quarter that developed. Say, in this quarter, Idun, in this Idun. That is why you have Idun water. Idun water, Matthew. The quarters where people sit to reason together. It do means quarter. The quarters where people sit to meet and talk. So, these Idu, the people that came from there are diverse people. So no group, no particular group of people should lay claim, because when Idu started, he did not start as Edo man, he did not start as Benin man. He neither start as Igbo man. It was us that begin to develop. Tongues and languages begin to come out. Tongues and languages begin to come out. And every one of us have stake in Idu. When they tell you that Oto Ogbelaka Anabidu, which is to say Idu was born in Ogbelaka land, then your question should be, who gave birth to Idu? Who was his mother and his father that gave birth to Idu in Ogbelaka land? Don't allow fear to stop your reasoning faculty. Be free like bird, so that you will be enriched with wisdom. Because the more you are reasoning, thinking, the more knowledge you gain. But when fear buckle you up inside the bus, you will never be able to think outside the bus. Because inside that bus, there is a particular structure, word that has been given to you, history that has been given to you. But for you not to be able to reason out of that propaganda that has been given to you, they will use fear to suppress you. So, get out of fear and begin to ask them such questions. So, what I am saying is that nobody have stake. Nobody have monopoly to Idu. To say they are the Idu is a lie. We all have stake in Idu. In Idu you can find Yoruba. In Idu you can find Edo. In Idu you can find Esan. In Idu you can find Ika. In Idu, as the doctor say, Azekazudo. They say it. I have the picture. I will post a particular picture to us for you to see the mark that was crested in Benin people bodies, to identify a particular group who are Benin. Does this not tell you that these are unique, different people? That mark was not put on the car man because he is different from that other man the mark is put on. That mark was not put on Esan man because these are different groups. So I am saying this to you so that you will know that nobody should lay claim in Idu. If anybody want to lay claim to Idu, it should be the Esan people. Why did I say so? Because when you get to Esan communities, Esan kingdom, 95% of their kingdoms are named as Idu. All. If you ask Esan person, go say that this Idu, 95% is the place is not called Oba Street, Oba Yanto, Obaze in Esan. When you get to Igbo side, you will also see places that are named as Idu as well. But it's not as much as in Esan. I am from Idu Ugboha, Owaha Keme. I'm from Owaha, the Uzogbons of the Idu. So let's begin to take our history back to where it started from. Nobody have rights to say he is. And if this thing I'm telling you now that some people are angry about, the time we will come to understand it and accept it like that, there will be peace. Because we'll get to understand that, we all have commonalities amidst us. Whether you be Igbo, you are my brother. Whether I be you be Esan, I be your brother. The time we'll be able to understand this I'm telling you now, there will be peace. But why there is no peace is because some group of people are playing supremacy league. They are playing supremacy league. Hello? 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 We can hear you.
Hello, you can say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we are back.
What about that? The watcher, she's almost looking at a idea. Just so draw attention to you. Draw attention, okay? Okay.
Okay. Abortion.
Tell you what you're born about my master. I tell you now. I still remember Ebola, you go to Oba, then, okay.
Oyo, la mama child Jagbari, because I am on with Jabu with child Kiamurio.
I mean, okay, we minute, I almost do could you make you do could you?
Send out with the send out or hell to Kirinia.
I still remember almost a year plus. Many were back of by year. Aslam, I'm the family of Aslam. Aslam Kojin, okay?
Okay.
In front of Aslam, okay? No, sorry, I'm doing Koji making. Well, he left, man. Oba is not our father. Not be our father. You do making. Well, some blood bonya elwe tam we say what Tagagbari. You are the midst of people. You are the midst of the people. As in you are in cage before. You are in cage. I'm not a straight man. Okay, I cannot be a straight man. Okay, I'm a straight man. If I have to see people that are straight person, I have to just put their alarm any morning. Any go that Mazani go. Sorry, I'm sorry. Just put I'm very happy you put your mind, okay? Now, it's a bit to my party, what our state, what our personal, okay? What okay, do. If
you're not
Romeo could you make me? Who could you make it? Master make me master. Where from mopping. Go that one from mopping. Also best. Most better from mopping. The man, also by the Agigbo. My was Agigbo.
Okay.
I talk less, okay? Pronto, we are one real. Marco do. Marco do ye. Marco do no. We're not. We are all families. Okay. Pronto, or seven, only sunny. Okay. Or seven, only sunny. I'm very happy. This summer, just anything, just this is my number, okay?
Okay.
If anything, supporting in Africa, okay. Could you make it?
Abortion. Abortion.
Well, one day, and they watch me. Let me call him. Is he on speaker? Is my phone on speaker?
Your speaker, you know, because when we live email, we are only in town. We are Marco Zio. Later.
I take my phone out of speaker, okay?
Okay. Oh yeah, but where we are go, me a lolly fo, me de call here. Around day, well, we live program engineer. So me me de call here. Me a lolly fo. Me no ba no say nya. Okay. On m'a maman j'aime because me doit terminer au bout but me there tell later because on ma maman j'aime later ne zaiki ben do kire réunion pas on j'aime ma muja semania ni wa li wa lo ni Ebaresi egbe cultura. Irangude eye mukpe ma no wala mother tell later well abortion don't me they call you later. Me there call you later. Just a moment. Because my wife is calling me now. Why fine? Oh, Esan. Hello dear. We are really live in here. And Lord, if I answer about calling you now, okay, Uja? Hello? Okay. So, my people, please don't be offended. I need to answer some call because my wife, she's not at home, she traveled. And you see, that is all we need to stand for. Because the disrespect is getting too much. The most important thing, you will hear son. Mama Muja Mare no Jason Mare we Taro. Mare ne Taro. Like I have said now, let me use English. Or you see me a jere zo always sound me there's about zo always sound nonsense. Ma we are let's stand together and let us reject this supremacy. Our father, our king, should not in any way be subject of any other king. If it was existing before, if it has been happening like that before, we need to put a stop to it. We need respect. We are not having the respect, and that is the main reason why we are not having the respect. That is the main reason we are not having the respect. We need that respect. Not in this century, this 20. In short, even in the old time, kings fought to resist supremacy. They fought to resist another king to come and dominate their kingdom. They fought so hard for it. Not to talk of this 21st century. Because if my father, who is a king, is a subject to another king, how do you expect me to have respect from the children of that king? How do you expect me to feel if my king travel from Esan land to come and say, okay, let him come and pay visit to his children in diaspora? And there are a particular group of people who are Benin people that will be called to come and break kola. And I know that this is my king. So we need to start speaking up. We need to start rejecting this supremacy structure. It's a structure. It was structured. It's not like as if humanity began like that. It was structured. So we need to start putting a stop to this structure. That is what they are enjoying when they are telling you we are one. That is the only thing we are enjoying. They are enjoying, so to say. And when you challenge such structure, you have tempered them. It seems like an abuse to them. It's a structure. Imagine what I am saying now. Then the Great Benin Emancipation, where we have the organization. I will not be able to, because they are so domineering. They don't want you to speak at all. The only thing they want you to be doing is to be pirating the Benin history, the way they've written it. So, if you cannot question a particular structure, if you are in any unity or unitary form, you need to move away from that unity, except you are able to express yourself and answer is being able to be given to you. But where they don't want you to express yourself and they call it unity, don't remain there, otherwise you will die. Do you know what will kill you? Depression. You will be depressed. Because there are a lot of truths in your belly you need to let out. But being that you are dominated by people who are cabals, you will be killed by depression. But immediately you free your heart, your mind is free, and you express yourself, your heart will be beating fine. Your soul will be rejoicing. Let me use Goodluck Jonathan as a case study. Goodluck Jonathan was experiencing the backdoor control of the cabals. And he could not. What he did is just to withdraw. He gave up. Because the cabals were there. But he is just a figurehead that was being used by the cabals. And you will see him as the leader, just as you were seeing me as the chairman. But there are cabals there behind that wouldn't want me to conduct in a truthful manner. They wouldn't want me to conduct in a truthful manner. They will always want me to conduct in the manner that they have structured. So, there is no way any dogged and truthful person will not pull out from that kind of unity. Because if you remain in that kind of unity, where each time you try to say the truth, the cabals will come on you, you just need to move away from there. That is what I did. And a lot of people are going to move away from this kind of unity. They will definitely move away, except that their dominary and supremacy concept is dismantled. They completely change from it. People will keep disassociating themselves from it. More people will come up to say they want to move away. The data people, they went away. Now it's remaining the Esan. If the Afema are not seeing reason to move away, they will definitely, the Afema, they are waiting for the Esans. We are the one that has been delaying them. They are waiting for the Esans. So we really need to see the need for us to break away. We need to respect our kings, but a period will come if we have kings that are subjecting themselves under another king. The people will withdraw their loyalty, and it will now look like a king who has just the throne to itself but no subjects. So that is it. And lastly, before I round up, because each time we say go and listen to the broadcast again after we round up, people who are here now will not listen, because they will just start from where they came in. Except the people who were never here before, when they come across the broadcast, they will listen to it to the end, and you see they will keep sharing. Now, but let me now let you know that, like I have said in the beginning, concerning my name that they are dragging on social media as Esan person, please don't reply them. Don't go on social media to do any saga broadcast. Don't. If you know the history, you can also be doing your own history, teaching your history. Create Esan page for history. Not all those pages that are there, what they post there is church. Church here, church there, nothing to do with it. Create your page for Esan history. Don't engage in any saga with these Benin people. Don't drag the Esan people low to that, because we don't do that. If you see any person that is wearing Esan attire, like they are doing now, to represent Esan in a very, very abominable way, and you will see that that person will have himself to blame or herself to blame. Don't go. I come across them now. I know what I'm talking about. So I'm just trying to make sure that you don't pick on anger to act wrongly. If you see any person there, because they are there now, using Esan, wearing Esan attire, Esan regalia, and you are not wearing Esan regalia to represent Esan in a very respectful and a mature way. If you are wearing Esan attire to cause saga, we are not saying you should not wear Esan attire. If you are wearing it to cause saga, to do all manner of nonsense, you know, say, Esan not get deities where you feel go open your private parts to who you want spoiler. Like others. Esan not get that kind of deity. There is no deity in Esan land that way you will feel, except the one where they carry come from outside though. You cannot weaken the Esan power. You cannot wash your private parts on top of the Esan deity, because Alimi or Ebo Sesan. If it be say you be that person where be say you they wear Esan attire, like I am seeing now on social media, just to drag the Esan name to mount, and you are wearing Esan attire to represent the Esan in a very, very devaluated way. Eliminate Esan. And then no. That's why I talk Arish. So our people, the Esan people, those persons you see like that, those people now that are now using Esan attire to do all manner of rubbish on social media, you call them if you wish to call them, advise them. If they don't hear, leave them. Leave them. Don't come on social media to do saga with them. And secondly, those people now that are now coming to try to demoralize me and try to talk down on me, all their platform is me that they are discussing. All their platform, you can see how great I am. You can see how great I am. So you need to know that the Esan people, they are great. No matter how they try to condemn me, no matter how they try to rubbish my name, Esan, the only thing, my plea is that make we put eye for ground. Let us be watching. In accordance to their threats they've given me, they've sent to me, let us be watching and see. Immediately they make a move to unleash their threats on me or any Esan person. Maniwo Esan, ma Henry. And then I will come to talk, say, yes, you have called us. But for now, in as much as you not slap me, I not go slap you. In as much as anybody not fight me, not fight anybody. It's always a word for a word. But when a wise man wants to give a word for a word, he gives his word with wisdom. He gives his word with wisdom. So, anybody will use words to talk down on me or any Esan person on air, don't come on air to come and saga them in that manner. If they have threatened just like they have been threatening me, or countable threats, we don't need to be frightened. Just let us be watching. Immediately they say they want to unleash their threats, home and abroad, then the Esan are being called to the occasion. The one of Joker Boel, that one have to stop there. Never again will such happen. Never again shall we allow such to happen. Never. We are not saying that any Esan person should go and indulge in insulting any monarch. Don't. But what I'm saying is that, being that in that particular subject matter, the monarch in Esan land came out and have a word in that matter, then before you come to arrest that person in Uromi, first of all, you must to go and seek the permission of the Onoji. Being that you did not seek the permission, you came and picked that boy away like that, we have counted it as disrespect. And we, the Esan people, let us just count that as number one. And never again shall we allow that to happen. It will not happen anywhere again, wherever, any part of Esan kingdom. If we see that kind of disrespect, never again shall that happen. Never again should we allow that kind of disrespect happen. Never again should we allow any person to call for a Benin man to come and break collar, being that is a Benin man. Never again, except in that gathering where there are people, youth and elderly people, except he is the most senior there. Being that we respect senior generally, then that honor should be given to him, not because he's a Benin man, but because he is the most senior there. And if he is called because he's a Benin man, never again shall we allow that to happen. It does not happen anywhere. It is only the Esan people that are subjecting themselves to it. And we don't have to subject ourselves to that kind of what they call culture. It's not a culture. It's a supremacy concept that was created to undermine other people, to subject people to them as their subjects. And we must infuse ourselves away from such. Nobody directs that to the Calabar people. Nobody directs that to even the Afemites that are very, very close to the Esans. So we need to stand firm in making sure what needs to be done right is being done. And we are saying never again. We are speaking to ourselves. We don't have problem with anybody I don't have problem with anybody. The problem we are having problem with abnormality that has been normalized in our society. And we are saying never again shall that abnormality, never again will those abnormality trend or becomes the order of the day in our society. Never again. Let's begin to call a spade a spade. Whatever it is that does not reciprocate is not respect. Respect naturally needs to reciprocate. If the respect we are giving to our brothers do not reciprocate, as in them respecting us back, we need to withdraw that respect. Never again shall we allow that to happen. Never again should we continue in such. It's error. That is why every day or any time I come for broadcast, I will never forget to remind us that we should not continue in it again. We should not allow it to continue again. Spiritually, you are underrating yourself when you do that continuously. When you even do it for once. Spiritually, you have put yourself to become subject of a particular group of people. Spiritually. And physically, you will continue to remain their subject. Spiritually, you will continue to remain their subject. Because it is unimaginable for one who is not as aged as the eldest person in a particular gathering to come and take a kola and break kola and pray just because he come from a particular group. It is abnormality. In the spiritual realm and in the physical realm, it is abnormal. Being that the Benin people, they are defending that because that is what I told our people to correct, and they are defending that, it means that is what they are enjoying. They are enjoying that supremacy and they are painting it as culture. Yes, you call it culture, but we are telling you that it is bad culture. It is bad culture. Not good culture. It is bad culture. You call it culture, yes, we accept that it's culture, but it is bad culture. Very, very bad culture. And never again shall we allow that to trend within us, to exist within us in any way, in any form. That is why I am saying it, so that our Esan people will begin to wake up. If that was what Joker Boy fight for, I will always support him. It's not that there are no element of truth in what he said, but do not abuse anyone, so that they will not come and hold you to say, you curse our papa, you curse our mama, you curse our king. So you will say, mais quoi, joy, wa hin we, il y me ka kwe, ni rera, me keke mo, mare. Just a moment too.
People order.
Sorry about that.
In so many years before now, there came an ethnic group from the black race of Africa. These people are known to be the wisdom behind the black power of the black race. The hierarchical order of the emancipation of these people metamorphosed into several people, families, groups, villages, towns, cities, etc., etc. When she was gathered, she then settled down, compared her strength in all ramifications of life, and with an astounding exploit of mythical proportion, it was done on all that she is the giant of Africa. constituent then spread in expansion, and with associated and befitting names of qualities like the city of excellence, God's own people, the big heart, the fountain of knowledge, the food basket of the nation, the commercial city, the heartbeat of the nation, to mention but a few. A trip down memory lane reveals that the name Esan, the heartbeat of Edo State, came into being. This was not born out of mercy or self-acclaimed superlative, but it was born out of a combination of hard facts and truths drawn from the testimony of her casualties.
Yes,
This ethnic group, despite being a minority since our origination, has made mark in every facet of life, even where the major ethnic groups alone were to be held. In fighting for freedom for her motherland from the shackles of colonialism, the Esan person was there. And in the building of the new Nigeria, from all facets, the Esan persons was and is still there. When Nigerians are gathered, the Esan persons stand out for intelligence, sportsmanship, innovation, industry, resourcefulness, political sagacity, etc., etc. When the Esan persons stand to talk, it is with boldness, born out of conviction, truth, and singleness of purpose. At the middle of his speech, his or her hundreds to thousands. When he or she pauses to sit, the ovation of all becomes the consequent accompaniment. They are magnanimous in expression, actions,
If you have
and
not shared,
presentation.
share please.
Whenever there is a gathering of the Esan people or her extended family, a line from a recent jingle on television runs this: other animals took to their hiding at the roaring of a lion. The super duper manifestation of a person of Esan ancestry are awesome. They may not be too big a people. They may have started when others are already ahead. But when the Esan person starts, he overtakes with speed. This is the truth, and it has already assumed a might of its own. A few specific here may suffice. In the Nigeria political history, for instance, certain individuals of the Esan stock have so much established their mark that in discussing the polity, the discussion will assume the form of personality review. This is because such dramatic personnel were or are more of deities than mere politicians. One of such personalities is Chief Anthony Enahoro. He is the elder statesman of great renown who joined in the struggle and fight for political freedom from our colonial master. Till date, he holds the record of being the youngest editor of a national newspaper, the position he had when he was barely 20 years of age. Also worthy of mention is Chief Anthony Aneni. Love him or hate him, you will always concede to him that he is a political strategist of mythical proportion. This is just to mention but a few. If you take entertainment industry as another case in point, you cannot but recognize and doff your heart for the contributions of the Esan man and woman. The Esan cultural traditional dance, for instance, are second to none. These are no longer history, as it flips are still visible for us to see even today. Have you forgotten our own inimitable Osiris, King Sonny Okosun of blessed memory, the originator of consensual revolutionary music, one of the first Nigeria African musicians who took the music of the black Africans in Africa to the Western world? Have you also forgotten our own Igba Bonelimi dance, which is rated the very best among African dances? Esan people are known to be productive in every area of life endeavor, blessed with natural endowment, skilled in varieties of crop production. An Esan woman can in fact set the table with the proceeds from the farm, which implies that every item needed to make the food and soup can be grown in our farm. In the area of culture, the Esan cultural ethics were functional before the advent of the white man's culture. When closely observed, it was discovered that they are in tune with the Holy Bible.
The Esan cultural ethics was in function before the advent of the white man's culture. Did you pay close attention to that hearing? I repeat, the Esan functional culture or the Esan cultural ethics was in function before the white man's culture, which is called Christian religion. This is to tell you that the Esans has been long ago before the advent of the Benin. You understand? So I want you to pay close hearing to that. Let me put a stop to this broadcast now by telling you that, again, never again should you allow any Benin person to tell you Esan Gbedo and did not complete it. If he did not complete it, help him or her to complete it. Never move away and smile. Like they told Ironsele when he went to 24 beats. You know, when I was championing that one, I was clamoring and say, why would such happen? And it's just only the Benin people. I did that in Great Benin Emancipation. And of such, the listing. And that was why they used just a gobo, right, left hand, to say, let us invite this guy. When he came, I was watching them in that their city room in London. They were jokingly saying it is Esan Gbedo. And the man just laughed. Enough of all those stupidity and that kind of lukewarmness. It is deception. Any Benin man that tells you Esan Gbedo and he did not completely to say, for him to even bring up that proverbs at all, he need to complete it. He is the one that started it. He will say Esan Gbedo Edo Besan. That is the pure settlement that we use in settling after we have dealt with them. Esan Gbedo means Esan has defeated Benin. You know, it was the Oba Azolwa that was defeated, was beheaded when he came with war to the Esan land. And we rejoice and say Esan Gbedo. Because they were always too bragging and dominating people. So immediately we defeated them. in that battle, the word Esan Bedo emerged. So when we came back again to sit for settlements, it was agreed that Esan Bedo, that the Esan will not fight the Benin again. They are the one that brought fight. And the Benin will not fight the Esan again. That is the meaning. It's not Esan Bedo. It's Esan Bedo Edo Igbesan. But the Edos has never for once defeated us in any battle. It's not there in history. That is why we, the Esan people, are always seen as the wise sober. Now we get the asset. You cannot see any Onoji palace where a Edo man is serving as a wise Onoji. It's not there. Because they don't have that criteria like that. So to say, you must be very, very intelligent when people are trying to use words, sugar-coated words, to undermine you, just like they did to Iromosele. When I was just watching, when they just said Esan Igbedo and they were laughing, since that day till now, if I come across that this time, I don't watch again. So, if you are there and any Edo person say Esan Igbedo and did not complete it, please help them to complete it and say Edo Igbesan. And after you've said that, then you will not end it with Esan Igbedo. The time you say Esan Igbedo and they did not complete it, tell them Edo Igbesan, Esan Igbedo. In short, they will start hearing the name. You cannot go and change the name now. When we born Pikin, we name my Esan Igbedo. We name my Esan Igbedo. You will not erase the name. So that is what we are going to be doing. Please don't forget all these things I'm telling you, and go and tell other Esan persons, because this page is just a very new page. We don't have too much people here. So for what is being said here today to be transported far and wide across Esan sons and daughters, it takes you that is here now to take all these words that I'm teaching you now to the order of the Esan people that are not here. If you're sitting with them in the restaurant, if you're sitting with them in the saloon, wherever you have the Esan people, endeavor to let them know all these things. You will never hear any Edo person tell you that Esan Igbedo, Edo Igbesan. They will always tell you Esan Igbedo. It ended. Anytime they say it, please help them to complete it. For them to even say Esan Igbedo and they did not complete it, you will not complete it and now pronounce the actual word that it was, which was Esan Igbedo. So after they tell you that Esan Igbedo, what you need to do, you will tell them that Edo Igbesan, Esan Igbedo. And if you wish to look for Esan name, choose any Esan name to give your child, name that child Esan Igbedo. They should not twist our history no longer, since they don't want to put out the right version. In short, we are the one that has been keeping mute. That is why a group of people is here, is out there to be narrating our history for us. So my people, let me leave it here now, and then don't forget that Esan Igbedo